Welcome to the Dropship.com podcast. Today, we're bringing you more e-commerce insights, dropshipping strategies, and all the inspiration you need to grow your business. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, this podcast is your one-stop shop for success. Ready to roll? Here are your hosts, Ava and Noah.
All right, ever think about ditching the 9-to-5 and, becoming your own boss?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that dream.
Well, we're about to unpack a story that might just give you that final push that...
The inspiration.
Exactly. We're diving deep into the journey of Jansen Smith.
Jansen Smith.
It's a UK banker who, believe it or not, went from stressing over spreadsheets to crushing it on Amazon FBA.
Full-time.
Full-time, yep. And get this, we actually came across Jansen's story
In the wild.
through our Dropship.com newsletter.
That's right. So, we're part of the Dropship.com team.
Of course. And we host the Dropship.com podcast.
They do.
But today, we're doing a deep dive.
Into Jansen.
Into Jansen from the newsletter. So what really hooked us about his story?
It's not one of those, instant success stories,
Right.
He first heard about this whole Amazon FBA thing
Back
December 2017.
But then...
Procrastination stage.
5 months.
5 months of, thinking about it, but not actually doing anything,
I can relate to that, though.
I think a lot of people can, right?
Yeah.
There's this, initial excitement, but also that fear.
Yeah, that fear, what if it actually works? But then also, what if I totally fail?
Yeah, and so many people just stay stuck there.
They do.
But for Jansen, his day zero, as he calls it, was in May 2018.
Day zero.
That's when he was just fed up with the stress of his job. He finally committed, found a mentor.
Got serious.
And
then things took off, right? By July.
He was using AMZ Scout.
Okay, break that down for our listeners. What's AMZ Scout?
AMZ Scout is this super powerful tool. It helps you figure out what products are actually in demand on Amazon.
So not just what's trendy.
No. It's hardcore data, search volume, how many people are looking for stuff, sales trends.
What's actually selling.
Exactly. Even how many reviews the competing products have.
Okay, so you're not just throwing darts in the dark.
No way.
Yeah.
You're using real data to find products with high demand but low competition.
That makes a lot of sense, especially when you're just starting out.
Yeah, you don't want to go up against the big guys right away.
So what did AMZ Scout lead Jansen to? What was his first product?
Travel organizers.
Oh, okay. Packing cubes and...
Yeah, those toiletry bags, stuff like that.
I'd imagine that market's pretty saturated though, right?
Well, yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
But that's where AMZ Scout really shines.
Because
it helps you find those little pockets of opportunity, even in a popular niche. And Jansen was smart about it, too.
How so?
He made sure his product ticked a few boxes, things that AMZ Scout points you towards.
Okay. Like what?
It was lightweight.
Okay. Keeps the shipping costs down.
Exactly. And it was brandable. He could build the unique identity around it, not just be another generic seller.
So he was already thinking long-term.
Big time. And it had year-round appeal. People travel all year long, so his sales wouldn't be tied to any one season. Smart moves. So he found his product. Did he go all in right away?
No, he started with a pretty modest investment, $3,500 for 1,000 units.
Wow, that's not a bad starting point.
Not bad at all, especially for physical products. And by August, his travel organizers were live on Amazon.
Okay, yeah.
The first week, he made $1,200.
No way. That's incredible. But, how did he get people to find his stuff amongst all the millions of other products on Amazon?
Use this thing called PPC.
PPC.
Yeah, pay-per-click advertising. Basically, you bid on keywords related to your product. So when someone searches for something, your listing pops up at the top.
Oh, okay. So it's like getting prime real estate in the Amazon marketplace.
Exactly. Of course, you pay a little each time someone clicks on your ad, but the beauty of PPC is you can start small.
So Jansen didn't break the bank right away?
Nope. He started with a modest budget, tracked his results, and then gradually increased his spending as his sales grew.
Smart. So he was reinvesting as he went.
Exactly. And by September, guess what?
He sold out. Sold out of all 1,000 units.
Wow, that's a whirlwind.
Total whirlwind.
Right.
And instead of pocketing all the profits, he doubled down.
Reinvested everything.
By the end of 2019, he had sold over 10,000 units.
Dang.
And his revenue was climbing like crazy.
This is where it gets really good, right?
Yeah. By 2020, just 2 years after launching, his total revenue hit $750,000.
No way. $750,000.
Yep. And at his peak, he was making $55,000 a month.
Monthly.
monthly. And remember, this was all from that one product line, those travel organizers.
Wow.
Eventually, he expanded to 5 different products. But those initial organizers, that was the foundation.
Incredible.
It really is.
So he clearly cracked the code, right? But what's even more exciting is that the dropship.com newsletter breaks down his entire strategy into like 5 steps.
5 actionable steps, and we've got them all laid out for you.
We do, so
Yeah.
stay tuned because we're about to unpack each one.
Get your notepads ready.
Get ready.
It's about to get good.
All right, so Jansen's story, pretty inspiring stuff, right? But what's really cool is that the dropship.com newsletter, they actually break down his whole approach.
Into 5 actionable steps.
5 steps, and we've already touched on that first one a bit.
Finding the right product.
Using tools like AMZ Scout. But let's dig a little deeper there.
Yeah, let's break it down.
Because I think a lot of people, they get caught up in this idea of finding the magic product, you know?
The golden ticket.
Yeah, like it's just going to fall out of the sky. But it's not really like that, is it?
No, not at all. It takes real work, real research.
Yeah.
And that's where AMC Scout comes in, right?
Right. So when you're actually choosing a product, what kind of a data should you be looking at?
Okay, so first things first, search volume. That tells you how many people are actually typing in certain keywords on Amazon each month.
So basically, how many people are looking for that type of product?
Exactly. High search volume usually means high demand. But high demand isn't enough on its own, because you also got to look at the competition. How many other sellers are already offering similar products?
Right. You don't want to jump into a pool that's already overflowing.
Exactly. So AMZ Scout gives you data on that too. The number of sellers, their average sales rank. Ideally, you want a product with not too many competitors and a high sales rank.
So there's room for you to make some waves.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jansen, he specifically looked for products with less than 500 sellers and a sales rank, like in the top 3,000 for their category.
Okay, so that's the data side of things. But it's not just about the numbers, right?
You got it. Data gives you a framework, but then you also have to consider some practical stuff,
Like what?
like product weight, for starters.
Okay, why is weight so important?
Shipping costs. Amazon, they charge you based on the size and weight of your product. So heavier items, higher fees.
Which eats into your profit.
Exactly. Plus, lighter stuff is just easier to ship, both from your supplier and then to the customer.
So by choosing travel organizers, which are pretty lightweight, Jansen was already minimizing those costs from the get-go.
Smart move. And then there's brandability. With something like travel organizers, he could create a unique brand, not just sell some generic product.
He was playing the long game.
Big time.
Yeah.
And the last thing he considered, seasonality. Travel, that's something people do all year round.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have those like seasonal dips in sales.
That's smart, consistent demand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so step 1, finding the right product. We've tackled that.
What's next? Step 2.
Sourcing reliable suppliers.
Okay, that sounds crucial.
Oh, it is. You could have the most amazing product idea in the world, but if your supplier flakes on you,
Game over.
game over.
So how do you even go about finding a good supplier, especially, when you're often sourcing products overseas?
Jansen, he used Alibaba.
Alibaba, okay.
It's like this massive online marketplace connects you with suppliers all over the world. But he didn't just pick randomly. He vetted them carefully.
Petted them.
Yeah, like doing a background check on a potential business partner. First, you check their track record. How long have they been around? What's their reputation like?
Look at reviews, stuff like that.
Exactly. But don't just rely on online reviews.
Yeah.
You want to get samples of the product from a few different suppliers.
See for yourself.
Yeah, compare the quality, make sure it meets your standards.
Did he mention anything specific about the sampling process?
He did, actually. He said he always orders samples from at least 3 different suppliers and labels them A, B, and C.
Oh, that's smart.
That way he can evaluate them without knowing which supplier is which. No bias.
Blind taste test, supplier edition.
Exactly. And once you've narrowed it down, it's all about communication. Be clear with your suppliers, ask questions about their production process, their lead times, quality control, all that stuff.
Build that trust, that relationship.
Exactly. Oh, and don't forget to negotiate. Pricing, minimum order quantities, payment terms, all of it.
So finding a good supplier is about more than just getting the cheapest price.
Way more. It's about finding a partner you can rely on.
All right, step 2 down. What's step 3 in Jansen's playbook?
Differentiation and branding.
Okay, this is where things get fun, right?
Yeah, this is where you get to unleash your creativity. It's about setting yourself apart from the competition.
Building a brand people love.
And Jansen, he nailed this part. He didn't just slap a label on a generic product. He went all out.
So how did he actually differentiate his brand? What did he do?
He focused on three things: product quality, packaging, and branding.
Okay, let's break those down. Product quality first. How did he make sure his travel organizers were better than the rest?
He was super meticulous about every little detail: the materials, the stitching, the zippers, everything. He actually worked with his supplier to improve the quality even further.
Wow, so he wasn't just taking what they gave him, he was actively involved.
Oh yeah, he was hands-on. Like, he even added a waterproof lining to his toiletry bags.
Smart, something his competitors didn't have.
Exactly. And then packaging. He knew that the unboxing experience, that's a big deal for customers.
It's that first impression.
Exactly. So he created custom packaging, high-quality materials, his brand colors, logo, even included a little thank you note and a gift in each order.
He's going above and beyond.
He was.
Yeah.
And then the branding itself. He came up with a unique brand name, logo, color palette. It all conveyed that, like, stylish, functional, adventurous vibe.
So it was more than just the product, it was the whole feeling.
Exactly. And that's what made him stand out. He understood that customers want more than just a thing. They want an experience.
Okay, so we've got finding the product, sourcing the suppliers, building the brand. What's next? Step 4.
Creating a compelling offer on Amazon.
Okay, so this is where your Amazon listing comes in, Ron.
Or storefront to the world.
But with millions of products on Amazon, how do you make yours stand out? How do you get people to actually click on it?
It's all about the details. First, high-quality images.
Okay, that makes sense. People want to see what they're buying.
Exactly. Show the product from all angles. Good lighting, professional photography.
So no blurry iPhone pics.
No way.
Yeah.
And get creative. Show the product in use, highlight its features, create a lifestyle around it.
Okay, images, check. What else?
Your product title. It has to be clear, concise, and include the right keywords so people can actually find it when they're searching.
So you're not just being clever, you're being strategic.
Exactly. Tools like AMZ Scout, they can help you find those keywords that people are actually using.
Okay, so images, title. What about the actual product description?
That's your chance to tell the story of your product, highlight its benefits, persuade people to buy it.
It's like your sales pitch.
In a way, yeah. But it shouldn't feel salesy. It should be informative, engaging, really speak to your target audience.
Are there any, tricks to writing a good product description?
Oh yeah, tons. Bullet points are great. They make it easy for people to scan the info. And storytelling, that's huge.
Storytelling.
Yeah, instead of just listing features, create a narrative, something that connects with people emotionally.
Oh, okay, I get it. Instead of saying, this travel organizer is made of durable nylon, you might say something like, imagine effortlessly gliding through airport security knowing all your essentials are perfectly organized.
Exactly. You're painting a picture, making them feel something.
Powerful stuff. Okay, so we've got images, title, description, anything else we need for that compelling offer?
Pricing. You got to find that sweet spot. Competitive, but also profitable for you.
Right. Not too high, not too low.
And don't underestimate customer reviews. Those can make or break you on Amazon.
Social proof.
Exactly. People trust other customers more than they trust you.
That makes sense. So step 4, creating a compelling offer.
Nailed it. Now on to step 5, the launch and scaling phase.
Okay, so this is where it all comes together. You've got your product, your supplier, your brand, your listing. Now it's go time.
Time to make some magic happen.
But launching on Amazon, that could be scary, right? What if nobody buys your stuff? What did Jansen do to make sure his launch was a success?
He focused on two things: building buzz and providing amazing customer service.
Okay, let's start with buzz. How do you build excitement for a product before it's even out?
Social media is your best friend. Create engaging content, showcase your product, maybe run some contests or giveaways.
Get people talking.
Exactly.
Yep.
And don't forget about email marketing. Build an email list. Send out some teaser emails leading up to the launch.
Build that anticipation.
Exactly. And then once you launch, customer service is key. Respond to inquiries quickly, resolve any issues smoothly, go the extra mile.
Make people feel valued.
Exactly. Happy customers, they leave good reviews. And good reviews lead to more sales.
It's a cycle.
It is.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the final piece of step 5, scaling your business.
Okay, so you've launched, you're getting good reviews, sales are picking up. How do you take it to the next level? How do you scale?
Well, there are a few things you can do. First, you can increase your advertising budget.
Put more fuel on the fire.
Exactly. As you make more sales, you can reinvest that money into reaching a wider audience. And you can also experiment with different advertising platforms, see what works best.
So it's about being strategic, not just throwing money at ads.
Absolutely. And another way to scale is to expand your product line. Once you have a winner, maybe introduce some complementary products or variations,
Give people more of what they want.
and that can lead to more sales overall. And finally, don't be afraid to explore other sales channels beyond Amazon. Maybe launch your own website, sell on other platforms, even try wholesale.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Diversify, reach new customers.
Okay, so step 5, launch, provide awesome customer service, and then scale, scale, scale.
That's the game plan.
Jansen's journey, it's really incredible. But you know what really struck me about his story?
What's that?
He didn't have any experience in e-commerce before this. Like, he was a banker.
Yeah.
He just had this drive to create something of his own and the willingness to learn.
That's the beauty of it, right? Anyone can do this. It's not about your background. It's about your mindset.
Absolutely. It's inspiring, to say the least.
Yeah.
But we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick breather, and then we'll come back and wrap up our deep dive into Jansen's incredible story.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been unpacking Jansen's story, and it's pretty amazing, right? I mean, from banker to Amazon superstar.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, and all in just a couple of years.
It really shows what can happen when you just, take that leap.
Action over inaction. Remember, he waited 5 months before actually starting. Imagine if he'd, just gone for it sooner.
It's a good lesson for all of us. It's so easy to get stuck in planning mode. But sometimes you got to just trust your gut and go for it.
Just dive in. Exactly. But before we wrap up our deep dive into Jansen's journey, I want to go back to those key takeaways the dropship.com newsletter highlighted.
Yeah, those were gold.
Yeah, they really were. Like little nuggets of wisdom from someone who's been there, done that.
Exactly. And they could be super helpful for anyone thinking about starting their own e-commerce business.
So let's revisit them, make sure they sink in. First one, action beats inaction. We touched on this already, but it's worth repeating. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back.
The more you wait, the more you miss out.
Exactly. Okay, so takeaway number 1, take action. What's the next big lesson from Jansen?
Focus on quality. Jansen, he really hammered this home in the newsletter. In a crowded marketplace like Amazon, quality is what makes you different.
And we're not just talking about the product itself, right?
Right. It's everything, the packaging, the customer service, the whole experience. It's about building a brand that people trust and want to support. Think about it. Would you rather buy from a company that cuts corners or one that clearly cares about its customers and delivers a top-notch product?
It makes a big difference. Customers can tell when a company is truly invested in quality.
And they'll often pay more for it, too.
Okay, so action, quality. What else did Jansen highlight?
Leveraging tools and mentors. Jansen, he was smart. He used resources that were already out there, like AMZ Scout, to analyze the data, and he got advice from experienced mentors, people who had already been successful on Amazon.
It's like, why try to figure it all out on your own when there are people who've already walked the path?
Right. And mentors, they can offer insights, support, things you wouldn't get otherwise. And tools like AMZ Scout can save you so much time and effort, They give you the data you need to make informed decisions.
It's like having a cheat sheet, or at least a really good map to navigate this crazy world of e-commerce.
Exactly. And the last takeaway, starting small but thinking big. Jansen didn't start with a ton of inventory or a giant marketing budget.
He started with one product and a pretty modest investment.
But he had that vision, and he wasn't afraid to scale up as his business grew.
So it's not about how much you have at the beginning. It's about having a solid plan and the drive to make it happen.
Absolutely.
So there you have it. 4 key takeaways from Jansen's journey. Take action. Focus on quality, leverage tools and mentors, and start small, but think big. His story is so inspiring, especially for anyone who dreams of breaking free from the 9-to-5 grind.
And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are so many resources available to help you, including our website, dropship.com.
We've got articles, guides, podcasts, even a whole community of entrepreneurs just like you.
So head over there, check it out. We're here to support you every step of the way.
Exactly. So what are you waiting for? What's your day 0 going to be?
Take that first step, face the challenge head on, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be featuring your success story right here on the Deep Dive.
That's right. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.
That's it for today on the dropship.com podcast. We hope you got some value out of this episode. If you're looking to stay ahead in e-commerce and dropshipping, the dropship.com newsletter is where we dive deeper into the latest trends, news, and strategies. Delivered every Monday and Thursday. Don't miss it. Subscribe with the link